Hello everyone. Let's provide the solution to this problem. Let's call this our equation 1 and then we call this our equation 2. Okay, so this is what we are doing. We have x plus y to be equal to 2 and then x times y to be equal to 2. Do you think this is possible this can be solved? Is this possible? Now let's solve this. From equation 1 where we got x plus y equals 2. Let's make one of them the subject. Okay, let's say the x. So if we make x the subject, we'll be having x to be equal to 2 minus y. And this becomes our equation 3. Mind you, we'll get back to this equation 3. Then, since equation 1 gave us equation 3, let's put equation 3 into equation 2, and it is x plus, xy equals 2. That's our equation 2. In place of x, I'm going to write, let me write y first. Then, in place of x, I'm going to write 2 minus y, and then this will be equal to 2. Now, open the bracket as we get 2y, then minus y squared to be equal to 2. Now what do? I have to write this is the law. The one with the highest power should come first. So I'm going to write minus y to the power of 2. Then this is plus 2y equals 2. Then we don't expect this to begin with a negative coefficient. So we need to multiply everything by -1. So that -1 will cancel the negative from here and we'll just have y squared. Then the -1 will turn this to negative. So we'll have -2y. And then it will still turn to -2. Now bring bring 2 to the other side as we get y squared minus 2y, and then we have plus 2 equals 0. What do we do from here? This is now a quadratic equation, and we can solve this by using the formula method. For the formula, y is what we are looking for, so it becomes the subject. So y will be equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, and then the whole of this will be over 2a. Okay, so how do you get your ABC? Our a is the coefficient of y squared, that is 1. B is the coefficient of y, that is minus 2. And c is a constant, which is plus 2. Now, what do we do? Let's substitute directly into the equation so that we'll get y to be equal to, in place of minus b, I'll have minus 2, because b itself is minus 2 and there's a negative over there. Okay, so we have plus or minus, then open bracket, and we get minus 2 squared, then minus 4 multiplied by a multiplied by c, and our c is 2. The whole of this will be over 2 times a, and a is still 1. Now y is equal to negative will give us positive, so we write 2. And then we have plus or minus. What do we have? Square root of minus 2 squared is 4. Then minus 4 times 1 times 2 is 8. So we divide the whole of this by 2. To continue with this, we're going to have y to be equal to 2 plus or minus square root of negative 4. And this will now be over 2. How did I get negative 4? That is from 4 minus 8 is minus 4, right? Now, to continue with this means that y is equal to 2 plus or minus, we have square root of 4 multiplied by square root of negative 1, and the whole of this is over 2. How did I get, oh, I wrote out of sight. So how did I get this negative 1? I picked this from this negative here. Remember, if you multiply this and this, you'll be having square root of negative 4. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so y now will be equal to 2 plus or minus square root of 4 is 2, and square root of negative 1 is imaginary, so we write I. So this is going to be over 2. Now, what do we see? 2 can go here and it can go there as well. So y now will be equal to 2 into 2 is 1 plus or minus 2 into 2i. That will give us just I. And there's no longer 2 underneath. So this is where we are. And this is a 2-in-1 solution because y from here should be equal to 1 plus I or 1 minus I. Okay, but then let's go back to our equation 3. From our equation 3, we have that x is equal to 2 minus y. So I'll work with this value of y and I'll work with this as well. So x is equal to 2 minus open bracket. In place of y, I write 1 plus I. Okay, and now x is equal to 2 minus 1. Okay, this will affect this and it turns to negative as well, negative I. So this means that x is equal to 2 minus 1 is 1 minus I. So what are we saying? We are saying that when x is equal to 1 minus I, y is equal to 1 plus I. So this is the solution. Then we can also have another solution from y to be equal to 1 minus I. Okay, so that means that x again will be equal to, okay, we have 2 minus, in place of y, I will be writing 1 minus I. Close this bracket. Then x is equal to 2 minus 1 minus, okay, turn to plus I. And I want to believe you know how I got the plus I. How did I get the plus I? Negative times 1 is negative 1. Negative times negative I is positive I. So this means that x is equal to 1 plus I. Okay, so what are we saying? We are saying that when x is equal to 1 plus I, y is equal to 1 minus I. So we have solved this completely, even though we don't have any real solution. Thank you for watching.